Thanks for staying with us. We now take our conversation about the Marikana Renewal Project to Marikana community leader and member of Parliament, Primrose Sonti. Mama Enkosi, thank you so much for your time tonight. And Sonti has requested that we conduct this interview in isiXhosa, and I'll be translating some of what she is saying to us tonight. Mama, andazi noma ubusuvile ngale Renewal Project okuthiwa izawukwenzeka pha eMarikana. Niziva njani nina ningabantu basenkaneni?
Okay, ndiyabulela kakhulu sisi. Bendingomnye wamalungu abekhona kuleya meeting besinayo yanamhlanje for this renewal yeMarikana. Mna koko lami icala ne andeneliseki, I'm not satisfied at all. Because why ndisho kanjalo sisi? From 2012 eMarikana kwenzekile that tragedy ne bekusengilon mini ngaleso sikhathi. Khona manje uSibanye utake over ngoJune ngo2019, but sinesikhalo oko sasinesikhalo ngo2012, more especially thina the communities as around yona le mine industry, which is Sibanye for now. Sinesikhalazo kakhulu sisi, akukho nto esifumanayo, akukho nto esijabulisayo siyi community. Ndithetha nawe njengangoku isikhathi sese-COVID-19, abantu bayafa, abantu bayagula basezindlini, abakwazi ukuphuma baye ezibhedlele bathathwe zimoto baphumele ngaphandle baye kodokta. Akukho zindlela, azikho indlela eMarikana. And then as thina sizi-leaders, I don't know how many times ndisiya elonmini ndiyocela just i-gravel soil, gravel yokwenza indlela. Hayi itha, asifuni itha, asiyideserve sisi. Thina itha asiyideserve thina as abantu base-South Africa abavotayo. Yaqonda? Sifuna just i-gravel. Ikhona izindunduma imile khona apha emayini ayenzi into, imila ingca. Siyayicela ukuthi mayithathwe izise ebantwini igalelwe endleleni sikwazi uhamba, bakwazi abantu ukuphuma baye emisebenzini xa kunetha, bakwazi abantu ukuphuma baye kodokta xa begula kunetha. But yonke loo nto ayenzeki sisi. Nesibanye leyo sikhuluma ngayo namhlanje ifike ngoJuni ngo2019, namhlanje ngo2021 April. Oko sibetha unyawo sicela, singxengxeza sicela, akho nto siyifumanayo. So I'm not happy ngale nto bayithethayo. Ndiluze i-hope, even i-community iluze i-hope. Ayisenathemba loba ingaze isizwe ile mine ehleli kuthi eyakhe ethola izimbiwa apha kuthi. Asijabulanga sisi.
And I'd like to translate of what some of what Mam Sonti is saying. She says that she was part of the meeting today and she is not satisfied. She's not fully satisfied about some of the outcomes of that meeting. She says that from 2012 it was still Lonmin. You'd remember when the massacre happened, it happened while the mine was still being run by Lonmin, and now it's Sibanye. It has taken over in 2019, and she says that they're still not getting some, of what they deserve as a community in terms of development. And she's talking about that, she has been to the mine to request that they assist with some gravel soil in order for them to be able to fix some of those roads because, people are not able to get to doctors fast enough. They're not able to move around, particularly when it rains, because the roads are so bad and they just need the gravel soil in order for them to then be able to at least move around with a little bit ease, because she has given up that, they will be getting tar, and, even saying that, we don't deserve tar as the voters, but certainly you can imagine that is her even signaling there to say that they've given up on that particular, aspect, and saying that they do need help with the roads because certainly they do continue, to be a nightmare. Now, Mama Sonti, how jonga, because kuthiwa le project izawusiza ukuthi kufumaneke imisebenzi because abantu abaninzi basalindile basafuna imisebenzi, and plus nale COVID-19 yenze isimo sathanda ukuba bucayi. So xa ujongile niyathemba uba le misebenzi ebanithembise yona uba iza kwenziwa as much as imine isahleli ikhona pha eMarikana, niyathemba uba le misebenzi iza kwenzeka?
There's no hope, sisi, andinalo mna ithemba. Mandithetha nawe ngoku for now, ne? Last year, I think from December, i-contracts zonke, the contracts inside the mine bazikhiphile ne zonke abazikhuphile abantu bonke bathe sa abasebenzi. And then okuvisa ubuhlungu futhi mabe bakhuphile emsebenzini ezo contracts ezo ababanikanga imali zabo, bayakhala abantwana babantu bathe bhaza lala abasebenzi. Akula contracts ezikhona kule mine babachiphile and abafumananga imali. And I raised this thing emeetingini kusibani ukuthi what about aba bantu babakhuphileyo emine? And then bayayazi lanto because as mine, as contracts zisebenza under that mine which is Sibani. Azange ibe nampendulo. Yaqonda?
What Mam Sonti is and what Mam Sonti is saying that you'd remember Sibanye has promised that it is going to be building thousands of jobs in order to ensure that, it is part of its commitment to try and uplift, the community there. And she says that, she has no hope in this particular promise because last year the contractors were let go. Of course, maybe because things were difficult because of COVID-19. She says that the contractors were then, the contracts were terminated. They did not even get any, severance pay. And she says that then for her, that, looking at that particular situation, then she is not as hopeful that this particular promise is going to be realized. Now, Mam Sonti, awujonga ngoba utata uMakgoba uyathetha ku speech sakhe sanamhlanje uthi i-challenge singabantu ukuba as i-country asikwazi uba sifumane i-common ground indlela sonke singaba kuyo sikwazi ukuthi sivisisane. Uthi xa kungaba khona i-common ground izawusiza ubana izinto maziye phambili endaweni enjengeMarikana. Xa ujongile ngoku because akukaze kube khona umuntu othatha accountability xa ujonga indaba zokuthi abantu basweleka kwenzakala ntoni, akukho mntu uvalelwe etrongweni kwangoku. Niziva njani ngaleyo nto? Izakwazi uba ifumaneke i-common ground uba nivisisane nibone ngasolinye xa kusakhona izinto ezinjengalezi sisasalele emva?
Oh, I don't think it's still difficult. I don't have any hope for this thing. Sikhona nje, siyaphila, siphila kabuhlungu nje kanjalo. Futhi kuneza fallen leaders ezafaka kabuhlungu kulantala ntaba. Yazi nalapho zilele khona ziyakhala namhlanje. Andisathethi ke thina ngathi siphilileyo sibonayo sijongileyo. Akho nto inhle sisi kubuhlungu. And then futhi banegama elithi you must work together. Work together kanjani? Kukhona abantwana babantu abasaselele ngemva, abalila inyembezi namhlanje, abalala bengadlanga namhlanje. Yazi lento yona yomsebenzi onokhuluma ngayo invisa ubuhlungu kakhulu. Because even abantu ndithetha ngabo bayaxoshwa kwezi zindlu abahlala kuzo because bahlala kwi-informal settlement, abakhona ukurenta, abanamali kodwa bebesebenza banikwanga imali zabo. Why loo nto kunjalo? Yeyiphi le nto ukuthi makusetyenzwe sonke together? Andinathemba mna sisi. I lost my hope.
And she says that when we ask about the issue of accountability, she says for her there is no hope, and those who even lost their lives in the massacre are not resting peacefully because it doesn't look like things are getting any better. And she says that when you look at some of those who've lost their jobs, they're not even able to rent. Even some of those structures that they are, of course, living in. And you'd remember, in 2012, there were some of those who really said that as much as they're living in the shacks and it's really an open area, but they're also renting to be in some of those houses. And she says that they've not been able to keep up with some of these payments, particularly when you look at last year with some of those contractors who were then let go of. And she says that there's still no jobs, and she continues to lament that particular point. Now, Mam Sonti, Ali Jonga, ngoba kuthiwa le process izawusiza ukuba niqale ukuphola, niqale ukuthi kube khona i-healing ebakhona eMarikana, ukuthi nikwazi nani ukuthi niye phambili ngeimpilo zenu, uba ningahlali nibuke okwenzeke emuva. Nizawuke nifike na kuleyo ndawo, and kuzawuthatha ntoni uba nifike kuleyo ndawo yokuba nibe ne-process ye-healing?
Hayi, sesawubona ngoko sisi. Sesawubona ngoko. I'm very sorry ukuthi ndiyi-one kule ndawo endikhuluma kuyo. I-community xa ingaze nje ibe iyayiva, even the outcome of that meeting, uyeva, I tried to raise some issues, but my questions didn't come out. i-meeting ivele yaphela uyeva. I have some questions ebendizibuza ku-CEO uyaqonda but azange. So I'm not happy man about these things. I'm not happy really. Ndibuhlungu nje community ayazi yonke le nto but i-community thina siyafa ke as leaders of the community siyafa thina.
And she says that we'll see, particularly when it comes to the process of healing. She says we'll see, how things go there. And she says they didn't even take her questions, some of the questions that she was raising as a community leader on behalf of the community when it comes to this particular project. And she says that the community is not even aware of some of those things that have come out from this particular process. And as you can see there, she's quite dissatisfied about this entire thing. Now, Mama, asi sishwankatela inkulumo yethu masithethe ngento yobana lento yenzeke ngo-2012. Xa nijonga ngoku as utshilo eqaleni uba aba baswelekileyo ngaloo mini bayifumana uba abalalanga abaphumlanga ngoxolo ngoba akukho mntu ubanjiweyo ngale nto iyenzekileyo phaa eMarikana. Nina niyi-community yasenkanini niziva njani ngaloo nto?
Sidakumbile kakhulu futhi sibuhlungu because bekufanele uba kunabantu aba-accountability kulaa nto yenzekayo sisi. Bekufanele uba kunabantu ababanjiweyo abaphendulayo because yonke laa nto it was planned. Akukho nto engayazi kubantu abaphezulu ababeyilungiselele laa nto leya. But xa kunamhlanje bahleli bonwabile abantwana babantu bona balele ukuthula and bayakhala apho bakhoyo because into abayiselayo ayikhange ibe khona, ayizange ilunge kunanamhlanje. Asonwabanga thina, more especially thina silapha kule community. Asonwabanga nix. Bekufanele uba babe-akhawunte kubanjwa abantu but akho nomnye obanjwayo. Batsho ukuthi kwakukuhle nje. Kwakukuhle nje kubulawa izinja.
Mam Sonti, enkosi ngexesha lakho namhlanje. We certainly do appreciate it. And before I let her go, one of the things that she said that there must be accountability, because the question I asked her is, they're looking. It's been, since 2012. There hasn't been anyone behind bars, particularly for even the shootings that, happened in full view of the world. And she says that there should have been accountability, and there must still be accountability because it does look like this entire thing was planned. And she says the community is still not happy even to this day about that. And she says it's almost as if, they were killing dogs and not people, because there's still nothing that has been done and there's still no one behind bars when it comes to the killing in Marikana. Mam Sonti, manibulele ngethuba lakho namhlanje, manibulele uba uthathe umnxeba wethu basithethe sive nani uba njengabantu baseMarikana niziva njani ngale nto eyenzekile nge-development manje ukuthi kuzawuba khona i-renewal project. Enkosi kakhulu.
Ndiyabulela nisivusela amanxeba yazi. I'm traumatized right now. Nisivusela amanxeba ngayo yonke le nto le. Ngcono kuthuleke nje ukuthithi sife ngale ndlela abafa ngayo nabanye abantwana. Enkosi.
Xolisa kakhulu mama, enkosi ixesha lakho namhlanje. Certainly as she wraps up there, she says that this is digging up, some old wounds. They'd rather not even talk about it anymore. And she says that they'd just rather die like the very ones who were also killed on that particular day. And she says that right now she's not even okay herself. Because of what happened. That's Mam Primrose Sonti there, who is a community leader in Marikana, and she's also an EFF MP, and she was in fact talking to us about this renewal project that was launched a little earlier on. Let's take a recap.